And we're back. This is still the Friendship Podcast until the season starts. So for another couple weeks, still no Walk Ons podcast. It's Friendship Podcast, and I'm here with two of my friends, Kluve and Library Gary, checking in from the Orange Room. It looks like in the bottom floor of the library. So I'm doxing you without doxing you, but here we are.
I mean, this comes out after I've been gone from the library, so I'm fine if you're saying that.
If we were live, though, someone could have rolled up on you hard.
Definitely could have pulled up. Yeah, I would have done that if we were live.
I'm kind of surprised there's not more people here, honestly. This is like the most air-conditioned building I've been in a long time, and how hot it is outside.
I think it used to not be, actually, our first year. And then when they redid the bottom, they actually got AC in there.
Oh, yeah. No, it's like instantly cool as you get in here. It's
Dude, there was a time where I wanted to just feel what being an old scholar was like. So I went up to the silent floor of the library, went into the stacks and did homework and shit. I was just in there being old.
Yeah, you thought you were Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah, whatever that means. Yeah.
Were you more productive though?
No, I always did good studying wherever I was at. I could be in my room. It didn't really matter.
Okay.
I would say I was actually more distracted by my environment in there than I was anywhere else, especially because there was this other person who came in and I just was sitting there daydreaming about like, who is this person? Like, wonder what this person's doing and thinking like, why are you up here? Because I know I'm doing it ironically, but why are you here? Like, I just didn't understand what they were doing on the fucking top floor of the library where it feels like death.
Yeah, I went to a different floor other than the first floor of the library, I think one time. And it was just to see what it looked like. And I'm pretty sure that you could get away with murdering someone up there.
In the back corner, you for sure could.
You could kill someone easily.
Yeah, if you're silent.
I mean, if you're going to kill somebody, you're probably going to try and be quiet about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
So you have a whole room down there on the first floor right now, Gary?
Yeah, no, I'm in just one of the study rooms. Rolled up.
I love how that idea actually played out and worked.
It's the
second podcast in a row.
Yeah.
Because you guys did a Drake and Gary Friday on Friday.
Yeah. We did. Yeah, if it's super echoey, I'm sorry. I probably should have checked that before we started recording. But
you're all good. How have the Drake and Gary Fridays been going? By the way, for the people who are listening, completely, I'm not involved on this one at all. The exclusive Patreon podcast has gone from 1 to 2 a week now. So you get double the podcasts if you're a Patreon subscriber, patreon.com/washedupwalkons. We got
segments, dude. Drake and Gary Friday has segments.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And shout out to some of the latest at the top tier, that first round draft pick patron. We had a couple of recents, Gio, Brian, Jill, Andrew, Listy is up there in that group as well. There's 20 some of y'all.
Yikes.
We and for those who also are wondering, Patreon just introduced a new feature where you do not have to subscribe to be part of our Patreon anymore. We have the ability to put out free posts. Haven't put out any yet, but if you just want to join as a member of the Wash Up Walk On's Patreon without paying for one of the subscription tiers, you can. And then if we decide to put out any free stuff, you get information about that. So sign up for free. You could also do one of the 2 middle tiers for a free 7-day trial. All of that money, not all of it, 50% of it goes to the kids. 50% of it is going to go to us continuing to produce this show. And you're going to get a bunch of perks for that, like Drake and Gary Friday. So shout out to them. Maybe Drake and Gary Friday, if it continues going on, especially during the school year. Maybe Library Gary could be a t-shirt. Who knows? Merch idea. Drake gave me shit yesterday about
the library after this one, but
Drake gave me shit yesterday about trying to turn everything that comes out of our mouths into a t-shirt. And I'm just like, dude, I only seek to do one thing, and it is to monetize everything that we record. And it is what it is.
But Drake and Gary Friday is going well though.
It is going well.
To answer your question, I think it's going well. I had a little bit of an audio issue that I wasn't aware about, but I'll be looking into that more into the future. But
We have tonight a couple things. This is not as segmented as Drake and Gary Friday, but we got a couple things we're going to talk about. We're going to do a top 5 later. One that we haven't done. We've pushed it back like 2 or 3 times. We're going to do top 5 breeds of dogs. I think one that we're all excited about here. I know Kevin loves dogs. Kevin is going to be joining us, by the way. He was saving some 90-year-old's hip or something. We're going to talk a little bit about.
For the record, I don't think there's any saving a 90-year-old hip. I think you're replacing that.
You're just okay. That's what I meant. Yeah, they're just becoming bionics. We're going to talk a little bit about football because football it's coming up. It's very soon.
It's on the horizon.
Can you feel it, Gary, in Iowa City?
Can you feel it?
Can I feel
in
it?
The air tonight?
No, well, I will say there is a signature moment, and usually you can't really feel it week 0, but you can't really feel it. Sometimes you can feel week 1, depending on what part of the country you're in. But you step outside for that 11 a.m. game, maybe it's like 9:30 in the morning. You step outside one fall morning, and it actually smells like football in the air. I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's a candle scent, but everyone knows what it is. Like you step outside and instantly you're like, it's football time.
Do you think Bath and Body Works could make a lot of money on a football candle?
Well, it'd have to be specific because, like, you sell a football candle, it's going to smell like it's probably like the actual, like, the ball itself. It's going to smell rubbery.
It's going to smell like a jock strap.
Smell like nutsack.
This is like football air.
Yeah. Fall football air.
I can tell you that real football air, the air that gets swapped in between the lines, doesn't smell that good.
It's bad. Did I ever tell you about the time, this just sparked a memory of mine from 8th grade football, where I threw up in the middle of the game on a bunch of people?
I threw up after a jiu-jitsu round on the mat the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, tell me about that, and then I'll tell you about the football game.
Dude, I was grappling against this big-ass dude, and it took everything I had to triangle him, and I finally triangled him. And I guess I had just been squeezing with everything inside my entire human self, and rolled over and just puked on the mat.
Max contraction, all the blood was in your muscles, rushed away from your vital organs, and your body said, well, guess what, buddy?
Yeah.
Now we're throwing up.
Yep. And it was mostly water, but
sure,
still puked. I almost puked on his head, which is crazy.
Oh,
Go ahead.
It would be the first time you puked on somebody.
Whoops.
Anyways, won't tell that story. But 8th grade, the Fort Dodge Dodgers came to Franklin Field. And it was a hot game. It was the first or second game of a 6-game schedule in middle school. And I was the workhorse back then. I was not just the long snapper at this point. In 8th grade, I was actually the stud. Believe it or not, I was bigger than everybody. And I could run. So I was the running back. And we were in the third quarter. I think we were winning, but I was carrying a heavy workload that day. I'm sure I was in the range of 25 to 30 carries. And I ran into we ran a basic dive play up the middle. Got stopped by a large group. It's like, when you see the whole pile come together. And I was so tired and so overheated on that day in 2008 that I threw up all the water I had just drank on the sideline during the timeout, through my face mask, out my mouthpiece, through my face mask, onto the pile of defenders that were standing me up. None of them knew it was happening, but I threw up on 4 or 5 defensive linemen and a linebacker on that play. And it's still to this day grosses me out. I remember it vividly. Felt great.
Congrats, you're a scumbag. You puked on him.
Couldn't do anything about it. Yeah. Gary, you got any puking stories like that or no?
Yeah, no, I've thrown up on the field a couple times in my career for sure. I used to, from like I go 3rd grade to my freshman year of college, like the end of my playing career, I threw up every single game that I played.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
Yeah, every single game. Like it was like go run out on the field the first time, run back off the field, throw up, and then like just that's just life.
Recent guest of the show, Mark Wiseman, was one of those guys. People may not may not think that or may not guess that that Weiss was one of those dudes. Weiss would go into the bathroom in that 20-minute period that we would walk in, maybe it's even less, before we would come out for the actual swarm. And he would go back to the bathroom and he would throw up his guts and then he'd be good. It's like it would knock him into full gear.
That might be the.
If you never wanted that guy in full gear, dude. That guy in full gear is a nightmare.
Yeah,
that's probably the only athletic thing me and Mark Wiseman share in common is that might be the sole thing.
Before Michelle Obama ruined our lives in high school with her food
dietary
antics,
restrictions.
Yeah, Marshalltown cafeteria used to have this a la carte line that would sell tornadoes, and what tornadoes were was just what the food line was basically calling a hot fudge sundae. And I had study hall freshman year, 7th period, and freshman football games were at 4:30. So I ate a hot fudge sundae at about 3:00, and then went and played a football game.
Yeah, but it was freshman year, so who cares?
I threw up an entire hot fudge sundae on the sideline.
Wait, you couldn't digest a hot fudge sundae in 90 minutes?
It was digested. I mean, it was fully liquid.
Well, yeah, it was liquid. It melted. No shit, it was liquid. It was ice cream.
Gross.
Certainly wasn't absorbed yet because I threw up a lot of it, ran back in next play.
I don't understand. We need to look into your digestive system, why you didn't have a hot fudge sundae absorbed in 90 minutes, dude.
I guess. I don't know. I got a hot fudge sundae waiting for me after this, a little Culver sundae. But before that, I got an idea. Gary, the people can come out and see the boys soon.
Yes, they can. Yes.
At Back Pocket Brewery.
Correct.
We're going to be doing a live show. Me, Gary, Kevin from
I'm
Back
hearing
Pocket.
some echo.
Is there some echo?
I'm hearing it.
Well, it wouldn't be from Gary because he...
Now I don't hear it. You're good.
Okay. Maybe it is from Gary. I don't know how that would be happening. It's the goddamn library. The people can come out, see us at Back Pocket. We're going to be selling merchandise. We are going to have some of Hawkadelic, as we talked about on the previous podcast. We are now on hawkadelic.com is where our merchandise is located. We're housed. It's still through AdCraft. It's AdCraft's brand. We're going to have some Hawkadelic merch as well as Hawks by a Million, washed up Walk Ons merch to sell. We're going to be handing out some of it as for freebies. We're going to have some Patreon activation there. For those that do come by, you're going to get a free exclusive item that we have created. I'm going to be toting from Waukee over to the Coralville area, and every single person that comes on by is going to get one of these. And come out, have a good time, drink some beer, eat some food, spend your opening football weekend, opening Fry Fest weekend at Back Pocket Brewery with the boys. That's all I got to say.
No, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be really fun. If you come, like it'll be much more fun if there's other people there. We got to think of like some ways that to make it where like we don't do live all the time. We got to think of ways that to take advantage of the live show, especially if there's people that come say hi.
They can blow you if they want to, Gary.
I will respectfully decline, but no, like I think we got to think of some good ways. Like if there's people there, we got to get them involved.
I agree. Maybe we have them jump on for a quick little segment. Hey, how you doing? Who are you? How do you know us? Where do you start listening? Something like that. But also, if you come by, bring something. Gary will sign it. Gary will be signing autographs.
Yeah, you have the one person in the world who wants that. Sure.
You are going to get more autograph asks than you know after we just said that.
I want a G-Bone autograph.
Same. Fantasy football. It's coming up. Football's coming. Fantasy football's coming. I believe the Drake Fantasy Football League within the Patreon Discord is full, right?
No, I think there's 4 people left to fill it.
Oh, you still got some spots.
I think 10 people are in, 4 people left to go.
So Drake, me, Kevin, and Gary will all be running our own fantasy football league this year. It's part of the Walk On Patreon perks.
And listen, here's the deal. If you want to be a part of my league, you have to either not lose or take a blow-up doll on a date to the winner's choice of restaurant, and you have to post that picture to the Discord, or else you are kicked off of our Patreon for life. So Those are the rules of, and there was a member that was kicked off for life last year because they did not obey.
Yeah, punishment rules, punishment
is banishment.
Yeah. And I, in fact, just right before this did my hometown fantasy football draft. I've won that league 2 out of the last 3 years, and this will be the final year of that league. It is shutting down after this. So going to try and go out on top 3 out of 4 times. The walk-on league happens every year. Now that we have Gary, we have another person to man a league full of 13 other people. So 14 in every league. You do the math on that. That's 56 people who get to play fantasy football.
52 because one of them is our manager, or one of us.
Sure. And we will be giving out merchandise, not massive, but small merchandise packages to the winners, and maybe some other fun things for people. And it's one of the things that you get as part of a perk for being on the Patreon. Some more housekeeping stuff. What else do we have? Did you guys see that the post in, I think it was DHT, from Goose, who at 3:40 in the morning on Patreon was talking about how hot our new AD is? I mean, somebody got horny. Some guy in our Goose in the Discord got horny.
We've got a hot AD. Is this facts?
I mean, she's a woman that's like your average looking woman, but I don't know. Gary, pull up.
Is she better than Gary Barta? She's better looking than Gary Barta?
Well, yeah, she's certainly more attractive than Gary Barta. Low bar. Pull up Beth Getz for us. Grant, I don't know if I'd call her a hot ass AD like Goose did, but it was 3:40 a.m. when he posted that to the Discord. I think he was absolutely toasted and got himself into.
I mean, I get what he's saying. I get what you're saying too, Kluver. But if you're hammered,
sure. If we're going on the AD scale, she's probably one of the better looking ADs out there,
Probably.
So shout out to Beth. I think she's going to take us in the right direction. I don't know.
Come on the podcast, Beth.
Would love to have Beth on the podcast. Would love to talk about the future of Iowa sports. In fact, we should try and get Gary Barta on the podcast, to be honest, as well. He's got free time now.
Bubba.
Now that he's done.
Can't do that.
Oh, we could do that. What are you going to ask him? What you going to get in trouble for asking a retired AD question? People, do you know the numbies that would do? The walk-ons get an hour with Gary Barta?
You'd be trying to sell merchandise.
I'm sure there'd be a couple opportunities that arose. She actually had her first press conference in front of the media this past week, and I think people like what she had to say. I'm not going to go over it, but lots of highly touted reviews on her from the previous spots that she was at. And look at who it is. Oh, my goodness. Let's bring the man in now.
Hey, Green.
Let's shift this around, and now we're in the right positions. Kevin Ward.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos?
We were just talking about how attractive the new AD is.
I've not seen a picture.
Oh, you don't even know what she looks like. No, we were making fun of one of our Discord members who got a little horny this weekend and was posting about our AD at 3:40 in our Discord in the morning.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Huh? Certainly weird. Oh shit, that's great. Yeah. So she was in front of the media the other day. She said some things. I don't know. She'll probably be doing a few more press conferences as the season moves along here. A couple other things that happened since we last talked. Kids Day happened. And I don't know if they really ever reveal anything too shocking at Kids Day, KF and the boys. But Cade got a little nicked up, took a little scramble, got a little soft tissue injury that he's now dealing with in the from the Kids Day scrimmage. So we don't love that, right? Don't love that at all.
Running our fucking saving grace quarterback on Kids Day, Bubba. What are we doing?
Hey, he took off.
Stay in the pocket. Okay,
but
stay in the pocket. Throw the ball a little bit. Take your shoulder pads off. Go take a shower. All right? Stop with this fucking scrambled eggs bullshit. All right? You're our saving grace. Do not fuck us.
Could you imagine all the hype, all of the buildup, and then Cade gets hurt? And I don't know what Sneak and Deacon has behind him, or I think Labus has been dealing with an injury as well.
We do have the skid loader.
Yeah, we do.
I heard though that he should be practicing by the end of this week.
That's what the word is. Hopefully that's true.
So that makes me think it's meniscus.
Yeah, I thought it. Yeah, maybe. I believe it was the knee. Need him healthy.
You think this is like a plant? They're just trying to lull the rest of the Big Ten into a false sense of security.
If we didn't start with 3 out of conference teams, maybe.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe we're confident. Maybe we throw the skid loader out there for for Utah State, Iowa State, and Western Michigan, and we bank 3 wins, and then they're like, oh, is this Cade McNamara's not playing this year? He's just hurt. And then out he comes for the Penn State game. Not sure that's how you'd want to, get Cade his first game action of the year in the Happy Valley in whiteout conditions. But kid's probably a baller. I think he'd do just fine.
Yeah.
Who knows? Sugar Sean, by the way, Drake. I forgot to say something about that at the beginning of the podcast.
First of all, I need it to be fucking known right now that I'm 9 for 9 on the last 9 picks I've given in the UFC.
That's another perk of the Patreon. If you're a Patreon member, you get to see Drake's UFC picks.
If you're not making money off of my UFC picks right now, you are just making a heinous mistake, like I am, because I don't bet. But
so did that guy that you said had some broken ribs end up winning anyway?
Not broken ribs. He had like a rib cartilage issue that happens a lot. And he did. He ended up winning. And then in his post-fight press conference, he was like, haven't grappled in 6 weeks. Hurt my ribs. No chance I was pulling out of this fight. So I literally just thought of it as life and death. You can't let him take you down or else you lose.
Well, I'm upset that you told me about his rib issue because, the 4-leg parlay you sent us at plus 265 didn't really get my blood going, but It cashed, right? But the 5-leg parlay, that dude he was like plus 200.
Yeah.
So that probably would have made it like a, plus 700 parlay-ish.
I made one of my buddies down here close to $1,000 because he took all of my picks and he arranged them in different parlays. He had the 5-man, he had the 4-man, he had sugar by knockout because that's kind of what we discussed as the highest potential outcome if he was going to win. He had like 8 bets, 8 for 8, and he cashed for like, $800 or something like that.
If you wanted to make some bets, right? You should probably do it through Betfred.
Shout out Betfred.
Tell you what.
Best sporting book in Iowa.
Got some copy now for Betfred, and I want you to bear with me because this is the first time, and
Hey, Kluger, you're not going to place a $10 first bet with Betfred, are you?
Well, let's read it here. Fred is your guy when you want to bet, by the way. More bonuses, more bets. Download the Betfred Iowa app right now. So Jesus Christ, I can't even say our fucking brand name. Washed Up Walk Ons go-to betting app from here on out because they're the ones paying us the money, and we will sell out to anyone. That's just truth. Football is back, and Fred has the best bonus bets in the biz. Get 10% back on your Power 5 future bets right now through August 25th. So as you hear this, you have a couple days left. Big 10 futures, 10% off on that. Other things going on right now. You get your bet back if your team loses in overtime. When you bet on a player to score first, if they score twice, you get double the price.
Ooh, I like that one.
I like that one.
You also get your money back if your money line pick goes up 17 or more but doesn't win the game. So some interesting little things going on here at the Betfred app. Shout out to Betfred for sponsoring the show. We're presented by Betfred this season, and we'll be having some on our preview shows. We're going to be having a little Betfred segment with our friend Jason from Betfred. He's going to come over and help us do some betting stuff. So look out for them. Download the Betfred app.
He teaches you how to bet more than $10. when you're betting for a brand.
I think this guy Jason is a bit of a degenerate, is what I hear. So,
Oh, way to shit on the guy before he even gets here.
I do. This isn't even a part of the ad though, but their customer service team has been fantastic. Helped me out this past week. Helped me get set up on the app. So shout out them.
there you go. Because no
Gary,
one can
you're on the app?
Oh yeah, no.
because no one could verify his age.
Yeah, no. I was having a lot of the other books. They wanted to lock me out. They were scared of Grant. They didn't want me on their book. It was too much of a risk. So Betfred helped me.
G-bone effect, dude.
Yeah, it is a G-bone effect.
All right. I don't know if you guys have covered this yet, but G-Bone, are you in the library right now?
Yeah. No, we have some internet. We just got a new place. Freshly moved in. Have a little internet issues, but that should be figured out soon.
His introduction was Library Gary.
Yeah, it's
I was about to say it's the Sunday before school starts. What the fuck are you studying?
Is anybody even there, Gary?
Studying football. No, it's pretty
Shout out Gary studying football.
Yeah, no,
my man.
Hey, could you get a JTS chant going in there
in the library?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think.
Go do one right now.
I don't even know if there's one other person to engage in the chant with.
Go try. We got this.
It's the kind of thing we could.
Like I in my seat right now, I do not see it. Like there's the lights are off. Like there's not even motion in the library.
That's because no one wants to be in the library when school is going on. They certainly don't want to be there when there isn't school in session. So
imagine they cut the lights off on Gary.
It just goes dark.
There's like a 90% chance that if someone's working here, they have no idea I'm here, and they're like, I'm going to go home early because it's a Sunday.
100%
trapped in the library.
Does the library ever close?
It closes at 1.
Interesting.
If we didn't have that one class, I think it was like sports psychology, I don't think I ever would have gone.
Because it was in that back room.
It was in the lecture hall in the library. Yeah.
So was that film class that we all took, that sport movie class or whatever it was.
I did not take that.
I did not take that class either.
Oh, I thought every football dude took this.
Sounded like an awesome class.
I inserted yoga twice in that spot.
Same.
Yeah. Shout out.
Shout out Fanny.
Kev, how we doing getting close to football season here? You feel the rumble in Coralville, Iowa City area?
I'm getting jacked up, man. I'm getting real jacked up. Start watching.
You feel the juices flowing?
Oh yeah.
What is it?
Preseason football is okay, man. It's something to watch if you really need something to watch. It's just knowing that there's no weight behind the game whatsoever. It's just not that entertaining.
What is the situation for the Kevin Ward game day experience this year? I obviously the trailer went up for sale. At this point, it had to have sold, right? Someone sold.
It has been sold, yeah.
It's been sold, right? So the trailer full on tailgate experience is not going to be what it always has. Do you guys still have that spot, or are you completely gone from that?
Tailgating look? We still have the spot. So we just set up tents and a grill and some TVs. You're gonna have more or less the same experience.
Okay, so it's gonna be the same.
So the Ward family tailgate still lives on, but
it lives on.
Trailer?
Just without the trailer.
Okay. That sounds good.
Hold on, but I just thought he didn't want to come down anymore all the time.
Yeah, well, you know what? They're still gonna make their way out for some games here.
I'm not understanding. Why did he get rid of the trailer?
I don't know, man. Guys,
dude, that was a
nice house down in Florida, needed a little extra cash in the bank. I don't know.
That was a Ward family relic.
It was.
You
could have been buried in that trailer.
I would have.
I'd have let Beef bury me in there.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that you still have you're still going to have the tailgating experience, especially for week 1. I don't know what it's going to look like week 1, but I do know that me, Gary, and Kevin are going to be sitting on the 50-yard line. Shout out!
Pretty pumped about it.
Is a lady coming along with us?
Lady will come along with us. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So it's us 4.
Yeah.
Drake's not going to be there, and
Gary,
we do wish
hands off.
Yeah.
I'm watching
Gary's watching Netflix. Like
Gary was checking out.
I thought you said Drake. Sorry, I was confused.
No, I'll be in Arizona, bro. My hands will be way off.
His hands will be on some dude on a sweaty mat. Yeah, it's gonna be a good first experience. I mean, what are they? The Utah State Aggies?
They are the Aggies.
And we got to score 60 on these guys, right? Because we got a 25-point barrier here to pump in the beginning.
I would think that would be like, I feel like that's something that it's like Kirk might go up there and be like, that's not a part of our game plan. But like, I feel like in the back of your head, maybe like a little bit, you got to be like, well, it would be a lot easier to juice it up now than it would be in week 8.
If they're not out for blood at all times, then I'm disappointed in these fine gentlemen. It better be playing for blood.
Well, I mean, you always play to win, right? You always play.
No. We're not playing for win, Kevin. We're playing to make things fucking ugly.
We're playing to give Kevin clients.
All right, finish your thought, Kevin.
If you're up 40 at the start of the fourth quarter and the starters are still playing,
run it.
Then wrong. You're wrong.
No mercy.
Run it.
23.
Now, you put the backups in, you still call the good plays to get yourself first downs, touchdowns, all that fun stuff, but don't need to be getting people hurt, man.
Run it.
You're right. I don't know.
I want to see him score 100 one day and Brian to take his pants off at the 50-yard line.
Hey, you want to know something? I saw, and this is nothing against Brian, and maybe it was just bad lighting or the hat made him look a little funny, but saw an interview with him the other day. It looks like the last couple of years have aged him a little bit. And with an offensive line production like we've had the last couple of years, I understand. But he looks like he's gotten a little bit older. He used to have that beautiful, almost wet hair, comb over, young, luscious locks.
He's great a little bit.
He's
now, yeah, like when they'll sometimes do like the before and after of like a presidency, like what they looked like before.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like the last 4 years on Brian aged him. Yeah.
I don't know if it's because
all of us too, dude. Kluver's bald.
I wanted to show you a picture of me in 11th grade that I found today where my hairline was the exact same as it was if I grew out hair right now, to prove that it wasn't aging that got me bald. It was just horrible hair genetics from the jump. We also do have a clip to play on today's podcast. I just forgot about that.
When did Drake start? When did you start growing out your hair? What did you look like 4 years ago? You still have the buzz cut?
Buzz, yeah.
He did, because I just saw a podcast clip that somebody sent me where Drake was just buzz shaved head, and I was like, "Whoa, that's weird."
When they made you put a mask on to go to the barbershop, I never went again.
Yeah, there you go. So
COVID.
A little over 3 years now, huh?
Speaking of some milestones here as we enter this fall, the Washed Up Walk Ons are about 35 days away from their 5-year anniversary. The initial, what would we call it? Birth of the idea happened on September 26th of 2018. So about 37 days away from 5-year anniversary of this show and brand. We are officially a decade out from the first fall that we walked into a camp in Iowa City. And the boys are experiencing that right now.
They 10 years. I think they should have broken camp by now, right?
Yeah, but they're still in camp mode.
Yes, they are.
The worst words you've ever heard as a player in the history of your life.
Hey,
honestly, might have been worse.
Now listen up, okay? You see on the itinerary, on the schedule, I know you've been looking at it all right. At the end of this week,
ended, technically, you're back in
Thursday,
school.
Okay? You guys are going to move out of the fucking hotel, all right? But we're still in camp mode, all right? We need to get better, okay? We got a lot of work to do. Tell you what, the 1986 team, by this time of camp, they were way ahead of you guys, all right? Get our shit together, okay? Yeah, they would always say that. We're breaking camp, but until game week, we're in camp mode.
But guess what? Practices are still going to be about 3 hours this week.
Yeah,
and you're going to school now, so
that script is a strong 162. It's a 162, 163
with Devo afterwards.
Yeah.
162. The thought of that just made me quiver.
For those wondering, there's always a number at the bottom of the script, or was it at the top? And it was just the total minute count it was just total minute count of the practice. So obviously 180 is 3 hours. And there were several 160s in there that I remember. Go find a manager. Hey, Flood, can I get the script real quick? Oh my God, 162. How many fucking special teams periods are there? All right. I'm going to kill myself.
Still on staff, man.
I know.
Flood's
that guy.
He's a G.
He really is a G. I mean, what a legend.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So, do you guys remember what the hottest practice you guys ever had during fall camp was?
No, but it was hot.
Ooh.
Okay. So this is a little look at the weather coming up.
This week is going to rival it.
I don't know.
Those are triple digits on Wednesday, Thursday, right there.
I don't know if we ever got significantly above 100. I know it touched 100.
So
at least once or twice.
Actually, Gary, I know for a fact. I remember it. It was a 101 practice with a 111 heat index. I remember it specifically because I talked to the athletic trainers about it when we walked out for warmups. It was
about how unfair it was.
About how, yeah, I mean how I was considering just walking off the field and never returning.
Now, I don't know about how you guys felt about this, but as soon as we got a practice turf field,
bad.
That made life like 10 times worse in the summer.
Worse, dude.
Yeah, it was horrible. Because turf probably has a 15-degree field difference than grass, maybe 20
at least.
Yeah. Like they always have those guns that you can like shoot the laser into the turf and it sends back a
rubber. Just holds so much of that heat in there. I remember one time it was like it was hot. All right, we're practicing in the middle of the day. Yeah,
holy shit,
47 degrees hotter. And I remember like we're in the middle of individual and I'm just like dancing around because my feet are burning. Yeah, I'm like spraying them with water like every 5 minutes or so, but I can't stand still because my feet are just too damn hot.
Yeah, I was in the indoor.
Bet you were
being that guy. You know, we were hanging out in the indoor. You know, do you guys remember the first time we ran conditioning on that newly turfed field? And the rubber wasn't even down in the grass yet?
Yeah, it was like running in sand.
And do you remember that I believe it was the same conditioning session where we ran, for some reason, the entire semi-group, but they wouldn't let us extend it across the outside of the field. So when we would turn on 60s and cut 85s, your head would go into some dude's ass.
That was my favorite part.
Sticking your head into some guy's ass. Love that. Love that.
Just taking the big ol'.
Wow. That is disgusting. So yeah, there's some 10-year-old camp memories and football memories for you. It feels like where I was going before all that was, I don't know if it's with each year I become more and more of more of what I hate. And that is the person who just like has unrealistic expectations because you start to see the video. We just talked about this the other day. But for some reason, this year feels just slightly different to me. And I don't know if it's because of Cade and we have all this expectation. I think you guys will remember when Petrus stepped in at quarterback. I was actually hype on Petrus as well. The summer going into when Nate left and Petrus became the guy. And maybe I just get excited when there's a new quarterback, a new sheriff in town. But something about this year tells me, like, you know, we talked about it on the last episode. That we all kind of have them in that 10-2 range. I think we all know that each game on the schedule is winnable, extremely winnable. The Penn State game probably the least, you know, if you ran it 10 or 20 times. But it's still a game that they could go in and get a dub. And I don't know. It just feels like this year something special might cook. You know, like let them cook, right?
I agree.
Let Cade cook.
Let Cade cook. Let KF cook.
Yeah, man. we've talked about it already, but the schedule looks extremely favorable. They've got a lot of good guys coming back. We hope to see a lot of improvement in the offensive line, man. It's gonna be a good year. It's got to be a good year, man.
And the Big Ten tour, the bus tour that comes around to all the campuses, rolled through Iowa City a couple days ago, I think. And they interview KF and all the things. And once again, KF said his most excited that he was, or most improved in camp, or most whatever, was the experience of the offensive line and the I think the question actually might have been what's something that you will see most different from last year's squad, and it's
offensive line play.
So
awesome.
KF doesn't lie.
Answer.
KF doesn't lie, right?
Yeah. So
that gives me hope.
I mean, man, if we just get competent play, because last year was just bad, right? You could have had actual Russell Wilson back there, and nothing good would have happened.
Excuse me?
I think it could have been worse.
Grant. Excuse me?
You would love to have Russ.
No.
I don't know.
I mean, last year's Russ was.
It's going to be different this year. It's going to be different.
All right, Hawkeye
I don't
Nation.
want that weirdo in my fucking locker room.
Let's
Mr.
ride.
Unlimited.
That's my guy. I will support him till the end.
Yeah, if you
Let's
actually
ride.
knew him, if you heard the stories, you wouldn't think that.
I don't need to know him.
I think Sierra's pregnant again, by the way. So he's
With Future's kid?
Maybe. Who knows? Can't imagine Russ would really give a shit.
But on the lines of
Wilson.
Iowa football.
Yeah. What do you got?
It does. On my little sheet here, it looks like they return every single position. They return every position to offensive line, at least, is like someone coming back.
Yeah.
So how much does that really matter? Because I know people talk about it all the time. Like I feel like people don't really actually talk about all the time how important it is to have a returning offensive line at every position. Like, how big of a jump do you think we'll see just from like just getting every single person back?
I would make the argument that outside of quarterback, experience is most valuable in an offensive line. Drake, Clue, would you agree?
I would argue that an experienced offensive line is going to make an inexperienced quarterback look a whole lot better than he is.
True, yeah, but as far as just like decision making, all that stuff,
In a vacuum,
I would rather have an experienced quarterback than
Sure.
I would say, yeah, I'm in agreement with both of them. I think it's priority importance. Obviously, we're placing a bigger emphasis on it as a Hawkeye fan base and nation right now because of how lackluster it's been the last couple of years, especially when you graduate guys like, I guess they didn't graduate, but Wirfs and Lindy, and then you go to a bunch of guys who seem to be working hard, but there's just not a lot clicking. When you return 5 of those guys,
It's every single one.
And we got 2 guys coming in who've played a lot of ball, right?
well, and that's the thing. We actually have a little bit of depth.
And that competition within the offensive line room. Like last year, they couldn't find 5 guys to start. Like, there's no competition if you can't even find the guys. It's just
that might have been the problem.
Hopefully you can do it. Now these guys have been having competition and the whole year of growing, getting stronger, just putting in way more reps. I mean,
Right,
I would hope that it's
and they were also young last year too,
Yeah.
right? So like another full year of development in the weight room is going to be huge for them too.
Yeah,
So,
and
hopefully
saw
a
the clip
development
of-
and mentality.
Go
I
ahead,
saw the
Grant.
clip of you guys ask Coach Ray about guys who have been doing really well in the weight room. He mentioned Logan Jones, Dunker. This Jennings Dunker kid, 14 protein shakes a day. This
Is that what the
motherfucker-
number was?
Yeah, this guy squats 680. Okay, and
That's 3,000 calories in protein shakes.
yeah,
Might even be closer to 4,000.
I can't wait to have this guy in the podcast. But he's got like 3 years left.
We
Dude.
also have to have the proctologist on the podcast.
Yeah. Bubba, can his heart make it 5?
I hope so, man. I hope so.
Golly.
He
It
won the
sounds
hit
like he's
plus.
running at absolute max thrusters, bro. He's got afterburners on at all times.
His his frame and his arteries have seen better days, and they will see better days, hopefully. But for the next 3 years, it's just going to be talk about a skid loader. That's a goddamn combine.
He's going to have muscle milk and testosterone just blazing through his veins for the next 3 years.
To answer your question, Grant, I think that you could see, for people who know what they're looking at and they go back and watch these plays, and it's going to be tough to tell. Not that Utah State is some chump team or Iowa State, these first 3 games, but
we better stack bodies against Utah State. If
that's what I'm saying.
Do anything in the run game in the Big Ten, we better stack bodies.
Right, that's what I'm getting at. It's going to take a few weeks, a month maybe, to get into that Penn State game, into the I think we got Michigan State and Purdue in early on the Big Ten schedule when we come back from Penn State. We'll see what they've got. I think it's going to be markedly improved, and outside of just the assumption of like, hey, they all had another year in the weight room. They all had another year watching film. They all had another spring ball skills and drills camp. All of that unbelievable for improvement and development. But when you hear, and this is just a thing, when you hear KF say multiple times to multiple news outlets, yeah, the offensive line is going to be vastly improved. KF doesn't open his mouth without some pretty solid ground to stand on. So
I got kind of a follow-up to the offensive line stuff though. So still looking at it, there's only one senior on offensive line. Like Kevin was talking about, guys are young. There are like sophomores and juniors going out there. Like we do have a 19-year-old out there. How much of it is a big difference of, like you said, it's like a year of development? Do you need it to be like, yes, it's another year and it's improved, or does it need to be like 3 to 4 years for it to be like truly great?
Depends on each individual, man. Like Tristan Wirfs by year 2 was an All-American, right? Same with like Tyler Linderbaum, and then, you got some guys who don't really peak until year 4 or 5, but they have great seasons in those years, right? So like think about guys that move to that position. It's like Ike and Boone Myers, right? They both moved to offensive line. I think towards the end of Boone was always going to be an offensive lineman, but he was a tight end originally. Ike started at tight end. I think he moved to offensive line by the end of freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
And, but it took a lot of time for them to grow into the position, right?
Yeah.
So they weren't ready year 2, 3. I think 3 they started, but they were still very much in the developmental phase.
Yeah.
But by the time they were seniors, they were really damn good football players.
I would say, Grant, with this specific offensive line, we don't have any of those killers, right? We don't have a Lindy or Wirfs on this line.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't put a ceiling on them yet.
And maybe we do, but at least to be expected, we don't. And I would say this line is going to go from very below average to above average, maybe good, great. I don't think that this offensive line is going to be competing for a Joe Moore award this year.
Doubtful. Yeah.
But I think they can be better than satisfactory. I think they can be good, sometimes flash, right? And there was just no flat. I mean, the camera was dead off, no batteries in it last year.
I mean, yeah, and it was a multiple of different things. You had blown assignments, right? You had guys getting beat across their face, pass protection, picking up blitzes. They just didn't do anything in particular very well.
Right. And you know what? This isn't a word. The congruency of the line. We had so many different, this guy's at right tackle. Now he's at left guard. Who's here? Who's there? We're shifting guys around. Everybody but Logan Jones basically was like moving around last year. We're trying to find the right combination. We need to find the combo and just go with it. And hopefully it clicks and we're feeling it. And we just find something early that works, because when you're moving guys around, it's just not a good sign. So hopefully we got a 5 that we can stick with and go. But yeah, season's getting closer, and this is going to come out on Thursday. So we got DeMarco lined up for Wednesday, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
7:15 Wednesday night. He will be our Monday episode of game week number 1, 8 days from now. And then It'll be this podcast, DeMarco, and then our first game preview of the year against Utah State. So we're basically there, boys. But to end tonight,
I'm basically hard right now.
I'm basically erect.
Dude, we've been doing a lot of strength coaches. It seems like we might have a meathead podcast.
We do.
We do.
Look
We
at
do.
me. Let's talk dogs. Huh? You guys like dogs?
We need some dogs.
We need some fucking dogs.
That's honestly one of my favorite clips. Is the man? What was
Oh,
that?
speaking of clips,
the
before
Coastal
we do
Carolina
dogs.
guy talking about dogs.
We don't
gotta
need no
pull
kitty
back
cats,
up.
no meow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Pull
good
back
one.
up.
Are you talking about the guy who like calls all of his teammates a dog individually?
No. I'm talking
That
about
was a
there's a
great one
coach
too,
from
Jamal.
Coastal Carolina maybe 8 years ago or something like that, talking about the type of players that he needs. Oh yes,
We do have a clip of practice here, and this may be a foreshadowing because if we can get an inside guy to maybe share with us a couple clips, Kevin Ward has stepped up to the plate and said, maybe we do some walk-on film room this year. We're going to see what we can do about that. Could be a Patreon thing. Who knows? But we did get a clip sent to us, and now you're going to want to look at number 45. He's lined up in the fullback position here. He's got his hand in the ground. He looks lean and mean. And up here, is this Anthony Gair?
that's Anthony
Yeah.
Gair.
You're going to want to watch him, right? And we're just going to play it through. Running a little outside here.
Boom!
Oh, my
Oh
God.
my God.
Someone got decapitated.
Someone call the police.
And that's Drake's helmet right there.
In practice?
And that's Drake sideways. And then if we just play it 1 second, there's Drake on the ground.
Now, can I say something here?
You're-
Can I
yeah,
defend myself
please
for
defend
5
yourself.
Seconds. In the morning, we ran that play to the right, and something semi-similar happened in the way that I actually flattened him. All right, he came back with absolute hate and vengeance in his heart,
Oh, my God.
and he caught me like absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
Now-
'cause you can see you're on your right foot when you get hit from the right. That's just a recipe for disaster.
Recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And I'm also going towards the sideline, which is also
and then
not
you
a
have,
good way
yeah,
to
you
be
have to
going.
make a quick adjustment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a bad situation for
This
you.
was a horrible situation for me to be in, and it just turns out that it makes a great clip to watch about 8 years later.
Who the fuck is number 49 in
I don't know, but he's getting humped by T-Pain. Watch this. Dude, watch this back. I saw the exact same thing.
What
Kev.
year is this? This is
2015.
This is 15.
Who was 49? It wasn't Neiman by the way.
Bud Spears.
Was it Bud?
Oh, that was
Okay, so I want you guys to watch from the back, and if you're listening, you're just gonna have to go to the YouTube at 54 minutes in here. 39 is Travis Perry. 31, I'm pretty sure is
men's.
yeah, that's Aaron. Travis gets caught up here on the end, which I believe is Bud Spears, and just I mean, this is dick to butt. This is dick to butt action, right? Oh, and oh, there it is.
49 is Melvin Spears from
Yeah,
Allen, Texas.
Yeah,
Spears,
that's Bud
yeah.
Spears.
That's a bad rep. He stands right up. Pads are too high. Gets reached and then gets pushed into his linebacker's dick.
We'll watch it one more time. You got Steve Ferentz, 54, pulling.
Hey.
And Drake Kulik just absolutely gets, you know, like the what's it called, the energy sword in Halo. Gair had that on this play, and he absolutely just. Oh,
Shout out to Ike Bucker for responding in our group chat and just saying, Drake, you got the job done, King.
so and it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's debatable. but-
Not really. The strong safety is not supposed to make that play. He's just supposed to force it back inside and
No.
get. Yeah.
All right. Now we can talk about, and we tried to, by the way, Drake reached out to that man, Anthony Gair, to have him on. We will have him on at some point. We didn't get a response in time for tonight's episode. But shout out to Drake for being nice and vulnerable. Letting us kind of expose him there.
It was pretty fun. That was a fun segment to sit through.
It was. We need more film. Like I said, we're gonna try and work on that. We're gonna talk dogs here. Anthony Gair's a dog. We're gonna talk our top 5 breeds of dogs. And I don't care who wants to start, but I have my 5.
Go ahead, Gary.
Okay, yeah. So my number 5 is the Shiba Inu. I don't think I would have had this on there maybe 10 years ago, but thanks to like memes from 2013, I've added the Shiba Inu. For those that don't know, that's the Doge dog. And while we're at it, I also would like to say rest in peace to the original Doge Chems, who actually died over the weekend. So rest in peace to the legend.
No.
Yes.
Are you a Dogecoin holder? Are you part of the Dogecoin holder gang?
Well, back when I was in a fraternity, I actually one of my tasks was to educate people on Dogecoin, and I got more confused as to what it is. I really don't understand crypto. I'm not sure. If it was revealed that like the whole world was pranking me on crypto, that like everyone was in on some joke to like make it confusing for me, it would make sense. I don't know.
That would check out. This is for those that are watching, you get to see all these dogs. The Shiba Inu is beautiful. I mean, that's a nice little dog.
You pull up the actual just Doge, because that's what I want. That's the real pick.
So you basically want a Shiba Inu that you overfeed.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah, rest in peace to the original.
Oh, I'm sad now. All right, somebody else.
He's immortalized though. He will never die.
You're right.
What is dead may never die.
Kevin, what's your 5?
My 5, I'm going to go with a Belgian Malinois, or I don't know. Malinois. Yeah, there you go. This is basically the the more athletic version of a German Shepherd.
Okay. That's a war dog right there.
Yeah, exactly. These things are lethal.
That's a cool dog.
That's a kill hound.
Yeah. That thing is leaning me. I'll go with my number 5, and that is just simply the French Bulldog. I'm a huge Frenchie guy, boys and girls.
You like the small ones, huh?
Dude, this guy right here. Are you kidding me? Look how cute these little fuckers are.
What's the Ron Swanson quote where he's like, any dog under 40 pounds is a cat and cats are useless?
Yeah.
Amen to that. You won't find any under 40 pounds on my list.
You're right. They're not going to be out there with a vest on, right? Taking bullets or going and hunting down bad guys. But I'll tell you what, they can make you feel good. They'll snuggle up next to you and they make you feel good.
That would be cool if the K9 unit rolled up and it's a bunch of like pugs.
I don't think it would. I don't think that would be cool.
It's just a bunch of wiener dogs jump out of the car.
You see the K9 truck roll up and you're like, oh shoot, it's a bunch of basset hounds.
Fuck, that'd be funny. That'd be a hell of a skit. Drake, what's your 5?
Neapolitan Mastiff.
Oh, I like that. It's a good pick.
Almost clicked Neapolitan ice cream. The Mastiff. That's droopy guy, but he looks somewhat athletic too.
Big droop.
Big old bite on those things too, I think.
Oh yeah. Look at the tongue. Look at the mouth. Neapolitan Mastiff. Okay. Gary, your number 4.
My number 4 is a biased and recent pick is the Vizsla. My family recently adopted a Vizsla last January. Got a good
Those
summer.
dogs are spazzes.
They are energetic.
Hunting dog or
they are energetic, but I love our Vizsla, so I had to put a Norman the Vizsla on the list.
They're pretty good bird dog, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
No, they definitely for sure. Yeah, if anything comes even near the yard, like he's focused in.
He looks pretty aware, pretty keyed in.
Oh, they're very aware dogs. Yeah.
Okay. Kev?
My number 4, I'm going to go with the Bernese Mountain Dog.
My dog. That's a great pick.
Good pick.
These are cute little fuckers. They're very big, but
yeah, I mean they can get. I mean that's a big dog right there. Yeah, but when they're a baby,
I wonder what Kevin's number 1's gonna be, dude. It's such a brain buster.
Yeah, I am curious as well. What was my number 4? My number 4. Oh, Kev. Bernese Mountain Dog.
That's your number 4?
Number 4.
Yeah, it's a great dog, man.
There you go.
Look how cute that little guy is.
I mean, cute, and then turns into just like, that's a bear. That's a multicolored bear.
That's a big puppy.
Drake, number 4.
Number 4 is copycat. Kevin's number 5, the Belgian Malinois.
Okay.
There you go.
And that's an athletic dog.
I mean, it's a meat missile, dude. You can teach it to kill. What else do I need to say?
I was gonna say Drake's entire list is just which dogs are the most lethal.
Dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
You're close.
Drake or Gary, back around to you for your number 3.
I just have the classic bulldog.
Shout out
Nothing
to
more, nothing less.
shout out
Just
to
great
Boss.
dog. Look at them. They're always so grumpy and angry, but they're just sweet little dogs.
They're really not angry though. They're happy.
Yeah, they all got the Godfather chin. Pretty cool.
They did.
Ugga might be the best mascot in college football.
Is that Georgia?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Kind of like I like Bevo.
Okay, I respect
Yeah,
that.
Bevo's good.
Bevo lives a good life too.
Kev, number 3.
Number 3, shout out to Coach Walsh. We're going with the Caucasian Mountain Dog.
Dog right there.
There's not even really a bad there's not
Son
a
of
bad
a bitch,
answer.
that's a dog. Oh my god.
Look at it next to a human.
Is that an OnlyFans? What was that?
So I think these were bred to like hunt bears and like guard prisons in Russia.
Jesus Christ.
Card
Hey,
prisons
look at
in
that
Russia.
thing.
Is
Holy
this a
cow.
wolf? Did you actually put a wolf on there?
They are bigger than wolves.
That's like the Fluffy from Harry Potter.
Seriously.
That's who lives with Hagrid, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I
so
swear to God.
I saw one in person one time. Someone who went to my gym had one, and
Really?
it was a sight to see.
That's elite.
Tech Guy's number 3 is just your classic golden retriever.
It's a good pick.
It's just like when you think of a dog, that's what comes up in my mind right there. It's that guy. Guy's got a beautiful coat as well.
Just so happy.
Yeah, they're happy dogs. Look at
They
look
are
at
happy
this.
dogs.
Look at this little fucker.
Well,
Dogs are great.
how dare you call that golden retriever that? How dare you?
I bet he's getting it. Drake, you're number 3.
Golden Retriever.
Okay, there we go. I mean, I just look at those guys. And I know Kevin's got a soft spot in his heart for a golden retriever.
I do.
Number 2, Gary.
My number 2 is the Husky.
Oh yeah, that's a good pick.
Big fan of the Huskies. I feel bad for them sometimes, depending on where they
Mm-hmm.
are. Like if it's super hot out in the summer, kind of feel bad for them a little bit. But I mean, just all time great dog. Beautiful eyes on there as well. I'm a big fan of the Huskies. Great
potentially-
mascot as well too. Husky.
True. Yeah, potentially the most majestic of dogs. I think they are.
Most majestic.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look at this. Is that real? They actually have eyes like that?
Oh yeah, crystal blue eyes. Yeah.
I think it's on my my bucket list. Actually, I go dog sledding one time.
You want to ride the Iditarod?
I not the Iditarod, but just have a sled that is pulled by dogs and me riding it. I think that sounds awesome. So I very much respect that Husky choice.
Okay. Cool. Kev?
Number 2,
Yeah.
give me the old whiskey carrier itself, the Saint Bernard.
My man.
Look at that big old fucker.
It's
That's
Beethoven.
such a great pick.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Put a little barrel of whiskey around his look, go down. There you go.
Wow.
Guy. I don't know why that became a thing, but I love it.
That's amazing, man. God, dogs are great. This is the best segment we've ever done. Oh,
They're like every answer is pretty much going to be good. Like I can't I can't argue anyone's top 5. Like they're all just great.
If Chihuahua was in your top 5, then then I have issues with you.
Someone hasn't seen Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
number 2 for me is Bane. It's a German Shepherd.
Are you taking for the graphic? Are you taking Bane specifically, or are you taking all German Shepherd?
Oh, can we do specific dogs? Otherwise, my top 5 is completely wrong.
No, I'm not doing Bane specifically.
Just because you said my second pick is Bane.
Yeah, no, it's just the German Shepherd, which Bane happens to be. But yes, the German Shepherd. I mean, look at him.
Long hair or short hair?
Give me the short hair. I'm not a big. And this would just be personally if I had one. I just don't like. I mean, with the ears, dude. When the ears aren't quite flopped up yet, man. That's the cutest shit you've ever seen. And Banes were like that for a while, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so cute. Fuck. Yeah, the German Shepherd, number 2. Probably Drake's number 2 or 1 too. Are we on Drake? Drake, what's your 2?
English Bulldog.
Boss.
Shout out to the legend, bruh. Shout out to the fucking legend, man.
Where's the?
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah. He was a good dude.
Slobbered
fucking
like a
great dog.
motherfucker.
He was everybody's best friend.
He waddled around. He ran the house.
He did.
Oh, look how happy he is.
Yeah, it's so funny because
This is a good. It's a good YouTube episode for anyone listening on audio. Go back and listen to at least this part on YouTube.
Yeah.
And watch me get decleated.
Yeah, and watch
That
Drake
too.
get
Yeah.
From 52 minutes on, this is an incredible visual episode. And our number 1, Gary.
Wow. So I have the golden retriever, number 1. I just think that's the classic dog pick.
Yep.
Like you got Doug from Up is a golden. Every like if you just think happy dogs, you think golden retriever. Airbud, yes, great one of the greatest athletes of all time. Is Airbud. I can't get enough of them.
One of the greatest athletes of all time.
I mean, seriously, one of the greatest athletes ever is the Airbuds, who are also astronauts in other movies, but that's a different discussion. But I love all the Goldens. I think also there's a great. I remember there being I don't know if you guys back in the library, did you guys have the Guinness World Record books in there in like middle school, elementary school? Yeah. There is one of a golden retriever. He has like 15 tennis balls in his mouth, setting a world record. Classic golden retriever photo.
Fucking world record.
But yeah, no, it's just golden is the easy answer.
Like I have a feeling this might be Kevin's too.
Oh, you have a feeling? Yeah.
Well, you haven't said it, and I know that you're a golden guy.
Oh, of course, it's golden retriever. It's the ultimate family dog. They just love people and they're fun to be around.
They're always happy no matter what.
Always happy. Always happy.
That's the what's the Dave Chappelle quote where he was like, you should, when you get married, you should get a dog because your wife's not always going to love you, but the dog will. That's like, he was talking about golden retrievers there. Had to be.
My second pick, this is my number 1, my second pick for like just what a dog is to me when I think dog. And I don't know why. It's a black lab.
Why black lab over yellow or chocolate?
I like the color black. I do like chocolate labs. I will say chocolate labs are. If I can find a picture of the old chocolate lab. Yeah, I mean chocolate labs are cool too. I just think black is so sleek. I don't know. I don't have a great answer why. The black lab just seems like an all around. He just he checks the boxes. Right?
I used to have a lab. Great dog.
Yeah. Drake, number 1.
Come on.
It's a pug. There we go.
Look at that prestigious animal. I mean, it doesn't get better, dude. Bane's the coolest dog I've ever had. He's so fucking great.
Bane is very cool. I can confirm in person. I also I have an update on the St. Bernards as to why they carry whiskey.
Oh, thank you. This might help them up the rankings.
Yes. So St. Bernards were used to dig people out of the snow in accidents or avalanches. One St. Bernard would lay on top of the person to warm them up. And then the other one holds the whiskey, which is used for helping warm people in freezing temperatures.
Makes sense.
That is
How could you not love that dog? He's a big old blanket, and he brings you a little cocktail while your life is in jeopardy.
That's an incredible anecdote to the Saint Bernard. I'll be honest there. So
I'm guessing back when they were breeding these animals and performing these rescues with, they didn't understand that alcohol doesn't actually make you warmer.
Yeah, it's a perception thing.
Just numbs you.
Yeah. Yeah. So Grant, you're gonna have a nice little graphic to make here with the pups, and I'm sure you'll have fun with that one.
It's already made, so we're all good.
It's already made. And that's a heartwarming little end to this episode, a little 70-minute banger we got going here. Like we said, Nick DeMarco will bless your ears the next time that you hear us on the main feed. If you're part of the Walk On Army, you'll hear a couple of DHT, Gary, Drake Fridays in between there. And then we'll be there, friends. We will be previewing the Utah State versus Iowa game after that, and everything kind of speeds up Be on the lookout this week. Also, maybe tomorrow, if this premieres Thursday, for a potential live Walk On Live with Gary and Tyler, if we can figure that out and get that going. And otherwise, we'll see you. We'll see you with Nick. Thanks for listening. Check out our Patreon. Subscribe to all our channels. Donate Gary some money. See you then. Peace.
Peace.